Hey everybody, welcome to our house, aka the Disc Only Podcast. Welcome one and all to the Disc Only Podcast, the podcast that constantly quotes song lyrics right before we start, so we always have songs stuck in our head when we do the show. I'm Proton John, and I am back from vacation.
I'm Tom Fox, and I consistently use 18 spoons in a week.
Oh my god.
What are you eating? 18 spoons?
My name is Stephen George, and I too like cereal.
And I'm Jared, and I'm never going to give you up.
Aw.
The 18 spoons thing is because whenever I feed Manatee, I give him a scoop of wet food, and I don't like hand wash it, so I just chuck it in the dishwasher. And then I run the dishwasher like every Monday. So like Saturday or Sunday comes around, and I realize that I've run out of spoons.
Yeah, it's like it's funny.
Wait, hold on. Do you use a new spoon every day?
Yeah.
Oh. See, we give Kepler the food with the spoon, but I rinse off that spoon.
Well, here's a better question.
Every time I feed him, I let him lick the spoon.
Well, that's just his spoon then. You just rinse that off, put that up on the counter.
Have you thought about using something else that you don't need to wash constantly? Or is this for like
My
wet
hand.
food? Yes.
Wet food.
Okay, it's for wet food. That makes a bit more sense.
It is wet food. Yeah, because I give him like a half cup to a 3/4 cup of dry food, and then I mix in a spoonful of wet food, then hydrate it.
See, what's funny is that Erica does the same thing. Like we have little teaspoons that we use for Ladybug's food, but then I usually end up using the tablespoons because I got a big mouth.
Now, I have a question, because this is something that has come up with another group of friends. Do you feel weird about using the same utensil for pet food as you do for your own food? Like,
If
you've washed it,
if it's been washed, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if I like dug in there to get the wet food and then mixed it into my dog's bowl with the water and then let him lick the spoon, I would probably have some reservations about using that spoon until it's been washed.
Well, I happen to know some folks that even if washed, they don't like the idea. They're like, no. I want like the pet to have a special pet spoon. And
There's people
then
that throw out their socks every time they wear them.
Oh my god,
That's
Who the fuck
wild.
does that? Who does that,
Yeah, it seems like a hassle to me.
bro? Like if, dude, okay. I am so specific with clothes, man. Freaking like I get a pair like of socks, and I would buy like a pack of socks, right? And it was like a comfortable pack. I will keep those socks for freaking ever until they disintegrate. Because
I'm the same.
Oh, it drives me crazy. Who does that though? I've never heard of people being like, "Oh, here's a pair of socks. I wore them once. Bye."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not common, but like I've heard like
Is that a fast fashion thing, or is that just someone who's just really like a germaphobe at that point?
that was the former CEO of Rooster Teeth used to do that.
Like, I'm not judging. Look, listen, I'm not judging, but at the same time, man, whenever I find something that's comfortable, I keep that freaking. Oh my god, you'll have no idea.
I actually have run into the problem, and socks are a great example, but I have not changed out my wardrobe in like 15 years. Like the stuff that I was wearing like at the end of high school and the beginning of college is still in my closet. And
That's
I
more
still have all
impressive.
the
It
same
fits
clothes.
you.
You should go and look at my VODs on Twitch. You will see that I wear like the same 3 or 4 shirts on stream. It's ridiculous. I actually got called out the other day because somebody in my chat was like, "Huh, let's all take bets on what shirt Jared's wearing today." I'm like, "Frick you! I wore a different one today."
I mean, here's the thing: like, what if you have like an intro screen? That'd be a really good like opening prediction.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's kind of funny. But yeah, dude, it just comes down to enjoying the way that a certain shirt feels. And like while I'm drumming and while I'm working, I don't want to be distracted by something. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever experienced what I like to call sock dandruff?
Do you mean
Okay,
lint?
you have just
Yeah, are you describing
Oh
lint?
yeah. Are you
So
describing
yes,
lint?
I am describing lint. And so
we have a word for that. It's called lint.
Okay, you scared me because I'm thinking like you take off your socks and like for some reason the bottoms of your feet are so ashy that they just remain in the sock.
No, so the reason why it has that name is because Erica called it that one time, and it was really funny. Because like whenever I put on socks, especially some of my older ones, they're falling apart and they get little the little balls of lint that you can kind of feel whenever you walk on them. I'm exceedingly sensitive to clothing. So what I would do is I would, take them inside out and I would pull off the little balls of lint because they drive me crazy, and I put them back. Sometimes I forget to clean up after myself on the little chair that I put my shoes on. And Erica's like, "Oh my God, you are leaving your sock dandruff everywhere." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to," because I completely forget to just pick them up after I'm done. But that's where I got the word sock dandruff from. But I was wondering if anybody else got driven crazy by little angry balls of lint in your socks.
The only issue I have is that they'll stick to my feet. So then when I go to get in the shower, there's just a bunch of them sitting at the bottom of the shower.
I think I understand what Jared's trying to say. I don't like the feeling of that if it gets balled up between my toes, and I will definitely if I feel like there's a clump or something in there, I'll take off my socks and try to get at it. However, I had basically been using the same pack of socks for 15 years. I just kept using the same socks. And it's the pack. It's the $6 pack of white Hanes from Walmart, and I've just been using the same ones forever. And I finally started using slightly different socks. I think they may also be Hanes, but they're they're lower cut and they're black, and they don't have as much of that sock lint inside. And I've actually really enjoyed that.
Steven, how are we the same person? It's kind of funny.
Are all people from South Carolina the same person?
I don't see what the point. You buy a pack of socks, it's $6. They last you for 15 years. Why would you buy more socks if you got socks at work?
That's value right there, is what that is.
And your socks don't need if you wash them, they get stained, but it doesn't matter. They're in your shoes, so it doesn't
nobody's
matter.
gonna see it. Yeah.
Also, I wear sandals. I don't know how many months out of the year, 9 months out of the year. So I don't even wear socks a lot. So mine are gonna last forever.
Yeah, I don't wear sandals very often at all, unless I'm at the beach or something.
I made the mistake of wearing a white T-shirt to the dog park, which normally isn't a big deal, but the dogs jump up on you and dust is getting kicked up, so the chairs are kind of dirty. I have not been able to get the dirt off of that white T-shirt in 3 or 4 washings. The dirt's still there. It's Steven's favorite shirt too. It's the pizza shirt.
I have a question because I'm real curious how y'all feel about this. If you are eating a finger food,
a pizza,
right? You're out and about, you're eating a finger food, and you realize you don't have a napkin. Let's say it's not the messiest thing in the world, but you've got some stuff on your fingers. Do you stop what you're doing and go seek out a napkin, or do you wipe it on your pants?
Side of my jeans.
There's certain degrees here. It depends on how messy. It depends on how messy the finger food can potentially be. If I've just got I was gonna try and make a joke based on the pizza thing, but I realized getting a lot of tomato soup on my hand isn't normal.
you just dripping it out with your hand like you're at the side of a water area.
Well, if it's a lot of something that's wet or sticky or something, I'll seek out a napkin. If it's a few crumbs, wipe it on my pants.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one. Cheetos.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
I'll go wash my hands. I wash my hands when I'm done eating that. I'll lick my fingers and wash my hands. That's what I'll do with Cheetos.
So, how many fingers do you eat Cheetos with?
Oh, Jared trying to start something tonight. Oh my God. Oh, I got sweaty. I got sweaty. This is a serious question. I didn't know that we were.
So it depends on how disgusting I feel. Normally, normally if I'm in a normal state of mind, I'm pulling them out one at a time with 2 fingers, maybe 3 fingers, and just chopping them there. If I'm just feeling gross and I want to shove a bunch of Cheetos into my gullet, the entire hand's getting covered in dust.
What about you, John?
I can't remember the last time I had Cheetos.
Well, let's go back then. What about the napkin versus your pants thing?
Sorry, repeat the question, because I think I got lost when we jumped to Cheetos somehow.
Well, he's saying if you're eating like a finger food and you get a little schmutz on your hands, do you seek out a napkin if you don't have one, or you just wipe it on yourself?
Napkin.
Is it okay?
Napkin or wash hands.
Napkin,
He's the only sane one here.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. I think that everyone is on a range of there's no. I don't think there's anyone that's like always napkin, always pants. I think it's probably a range. I'm just curious where you fall. Like, what specifically would have to be on your fingers where you'd be like, okay, I'll just wipe this on my pants.
I mean, if it's like a dry thing, like it's just like a dry powder that won't
like
stain,
crumbs,
sure. Like if it's crumbs, like whatever, just like wipe it on like, your hip or something. But if it's like guacamole, absolutely not.
No,
Also, for some like liquids as well would depend. Like the condensation off of like a cup, wipe it on my pants.
Oh, that's just water. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of things, for me, I'm a suck and wipe. I lick it off.
You named the technique?
Well, that's what you got to do. You suck it off your finger and you wipe it on your pants, because you don't. For example,
Stephen George, everyone, he's great with big balls.
Hashtag
the guacamole is a good example, because if you had some guacamole on your finger, you'd be like, oh god, I don't want to put that on my pants. That's gross. But you suck it off, it's all gone.
Please rephrase it.
Listen, your mind's in the gutter, not ours. All right. Listen. So I agree with that, Steven. Like if you can easily clean off your fingers, I'm not gonna say suck them off. If you can easily clean off your fingers with your mouth, then that's the easiest way to do it. And then you just, you know what? Yeah. Suck and wipe is the best way of saying it. I'm not even going to make fun.
It's a suck and wipe.
I agree with the suck and wipe technique as well. Because then the only thing that's getting on my pants isn't like nasty food particulates that's going to sit there and rot. It's my own juices.
Now the problem is there is a limitation to the suck and wipe, and that There is, and that is.
No, I'm not questioning
oil.
it. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, that's oil. Because if you've been having something like Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? If you have fried chicken and your hands are really greasy, there ain't no amount of sucking that's going to get rid of that. Like, you're going to have to wash your hands. And if you choose to do the suck and wipe, then you're just kidding yourself. You're putting that grease right on your hands.
Yeah, no, and that is possible to stain, but. So let's go back to it. Let's go back to the Cheetos here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I am probably one of the cleanest motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your life. I barely use two fingers. Okay, just barely. I am like.
Are you a chopstick user?
Dude, so no, I'm not that specific, but I will go in that bag, like I will angle my arm to not touch the sides. I'm just like ooh, and I will grab that sucker with the tips of my fingers so that I'm holding candy in my hand right now with the tips of my left hand two fingers, my thumb and my finger, barely holding them at all so I don't get anything on me. I'm super weird.
Honestly, Jared, when Tom was describing what he used, he was like, I use 2 to 3 fingers, and I was thinking, whoa, we've already crossed a line. You either use 2 fingers or you use 3 fingers. Don't give me any of this 2 to 3. No. It's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's like Tom before mentioning how many fingers he used in Cheetos, like a normal guy. Tom after is like a caveman.
I'm sitting here playing Operation with a bag of Cheetos, dude.
Jared, I'm with you on this, because this whole discussion unlocked a memory. When I had to dress up as Rosa for Coliseum, I had to eat chips with chopsticks, because I was just like, I'm so hungry, I need something to snack on, but I do not want to have to mess up my makeup or my nails or anything. So just chopsticks. So I'm with you on that. It is a pain in the ass to do. But, otherwise, the Cheeto answer is like a thumb and index finger.
Like chopsticks is like the ultimate freaking life hack though for Cheetos, like legit. I don't. Yeah, I've never like eaten finger food or anything like that with chopsticks other than Chinese food. Like, yeah.
I married a chopsticks user. Mao actually uses chopsticks to eat Cheetos. She doesn't have to, but that is definitely her preference.
Let me tell you, Erica don't care.
It's also a good idea, like just for cleanliness sake.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Erica don't care. She's a messy eater, and I'll go on freaking record. I don't care. She is one of the messiest eaters, and it is the funniest thing because she's like, every time she does it, she just looks at me and she's like, "You can't take me anywhere." It's just she knows, man. She knows.
I want to bring back something, and I don't think I'm getting all the details right from this. Was it one of you guys that cuts the Pringles tube open further so that we can get more into it as it goes down?
I've never done that.
No.
We were discussing.
I thought we were joking about this.
Yeah, that was
a
real
joke.
thing.
Okay, because I was thinking like what a good invention would be for a very specific problem of Pringles would be like as you eat it, you know, you cut it down and then there's like a thing that like crimps it down so that way it makes that same seal so the cap can go back on it.
That's kind of an interesting idea.
You might be thinking of bags. I cut bags because I'm with Jared where why on earth would you stick your entire forearm into a bag when the chips are at the bottom and you have an entire foot of your arm that could potentially touch the greasy insides? Like, hell no. I would need a shower. No,
like,
that
it
ain't
depends
working.
on what you're doing that day. If you have anything to do, sure, like, take it carefully. But if you got literally nothing to do, just fuck it. Just like,
what? No. No.
Thinking back now, I don't reach into the bag. At least if I'm at home, I'll pour myself a bowl.
Oh no! All right, now hear me out. Have y'all ever done the tilt? You take it. So if you have a bag, what you do is you tilt the bag over to its side and you shimmy, where the freaking chips will be right on the edge, and then you pick them out of that.
Absolutely.
That's how I do it.
And you have to do that at guests' home because otherwise you're at the guest's house and you're like, "Where are your scissors? I must cut your bag."
All right, I'm gonna since chat's nonstop asking us, I have to ask you: do any of you use a bowl for your chips?
No.
Yes.
Someone said yes. Was that Tom?
That was me. Yes.
Like, okay, that goes back to the beginning of this whole conversation where we're washing spoons. I don't want to wash a bowl after eating a bag of chips. I already feel dirty enough.
Use a paper towel then. Just use a paper towel.
Well, the other thing I do as well, because I just realized this when I said at home, is that if I get like a small bag of chips with like hold on one second. When I get a bag of chips with my Subway order, I'll instead of like reaching in there, I just tilt the bag back into my mouth.
I mean, the bag is literally a bowl if you think about it. It's just a very flimsy bowl.
I mean, that's why people cut them open. That's why people cut them open because then you use it as a bowl.
Exactly. Well, and once again, I do the tilt. Like the tilt is the easiest way to do it for me. And then, like, if you don't want to reach in the bag, you just go hum, nom, 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 like just pour them into your mouth, like the the thick boy that I am.
I'm definitely in agreement that if I can avoid adding a bowl to the dishwasher, I'm going to do my best to avoid that. Because the bag is a natural bowl. You might have to help it along with scissors, but it's a natural bowl. Just let it be a bowl.
So let me ask you guys something again, because I'm the only single guy in this podcast. How often do you guys run your dishwasher?
Once a night.
Once a night? Wow.
Well, Erica cooks every night, most of the time, and we always have dishes. So, like, I don't want to make her have to do dishes, so I'm just like, frick it, run the dishwasher.
How many dishes are you using that you fill up your dishwasher every night? Like, Reese and I, when we're off schedule, we both cook separate meals using separate dishes, and we still run the dishwasher maybe once a week.
Size of the dishwasher could be a factor as well.
Yeah, we have a bit of a small one, but I mean, well, maybe not once a night, maybe like once every other night. It just depends on, we don't. Erica already takes care of dinner and stuff because I'm working, right? And I come home, she's wonderful, she's already have it. But I take care of cleanup, and I'll either do the dishes or I'll just throw them in the dishwasher if I'm tired. I don't know.
I mean, I think the dishwasher size plays a big factor because at our last place, I would say I was with Jared. We probably ran it every other night, and here, the dishwasher is. It's like a little bit physically bigger, but also it has 3 rows. I've never seen a dishwasher that had 3 things that pulled out, and it can fit all sorts of stuff. And as a result, we probably only run it like every 3 days at this point.
Yeah, I live by myself, so so I'm cooking less, eating less, creating less dishes once a week.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean we
hence how I was able to figure out why I go through so many spoons.
Somebody in chat said we already know that Jared loves wasting water. I'm like, frick you. I enjoy utilizing water to its best potential. All right.
The dishwasher's not the best potential of water.
You're darn right. I freaking typed back at that dude in chat. Like, frick, he's gonna clap at me. I'm gonna clap right back with my chip sullied hands.
I mean, the easiest way of getting your hands clean is taking one full shower.
Oh my God, you guys!
I have touched a Cheeto to the shower.
This whole podcast is the reason we're running out of potable water.
You touch a Cheeto and you're like, well, I also need to check my social media, so you just get into the shower. It's just easiest that way.
Listen, fricker, I'm not getting back into that. I'm not getting back into that, man.
I need to ask you guys something because I just was reminded of something. How like picky are you when it comes to like somebody getting your order wrong?
Well, so I am exceedingly particular whenever it comes down to food, but I'll never get annoyed at it, right? I'll never get like angry at the person, but I don't even like
them though.
Yeah, I don't even like asking them to change it. Like Erica will usually do that because I'm so conflict averse. But she'll usually be like, "Oh, he actually didn't want this," and I'm just sitting there like, "Thank you, honey." Because
I don't know confrontational. Thank you for doing this for me.
But not like that's the thing. Like I've learned, and Erica's actually kind of funny with that. She goes, "Oh, good job! You actually asked for them to change it back," and I'm like,
wow.
"Thanks, hon. I appreciate it."
Wow.
Listen, I am ultra conflict averse. I do not want to freaking inconvenience somebody. They have already made my food once. I don't want them to have to make it again because I'm a particular little biscuit. Like I hate that. You know,
I'm similar in the sense that I don't want to inconvenience anyone, but I don't think that I'm conflict averse. Like I just like everything. So if someone gets the order wrong, then I'm just like, well, this is the new reality set before me, and then I just eat the sandwich. You know, it's not a big deal.
yeah.
John, do you have how particular are you with food?
I think it depends. Like if it's a major mess up, absolutely. Like if they like, hey, like I'm lactose intolerant, you gave me like extra cheese, can you please take it back? Or as I learned from my parents, if I tell them I don't want something, they'll double down on it. Stephen will enjoy this. I was on vacation and I went to go visit my parents. And one morning they decided to just do like breakfast. They're like, okay, we're gonna do bacon, eggs, and hash browns. So I told Mom, like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of hash browns, so I don't want any. So just don't have on there. And when I came down to actually like see breakfast after I like stepped away for a minute, Mom had actually given me the biggest plate out of the four of us of hash browns.
Love it.
Double down, baby. Let's go.
So when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with a group of friends last week, we all ordered from like a burrito place, like a taco/burrito place. Food shows up, and they're handing out the food, and the guy comes up to me with the burrito. I was like, hey, who ordered? I can't remember which burrito company it was, but who ordered the death sauce in theirs? And I'm like, oh, I had that on mine. Great, no problem. Peel it open. Start eating it. And it's like, oh, cool, great. This is great. It's just what I wanted. It's spicy. It's good. Everything I want out of this. I finished the entire thing. I eat fast, so I finished the entire thing before anyone really gets started on theirs. My buddy gets started on his and goes, "This isn't mine." I ordered a like steak burrito with like fajita veggies and onions and like very spicy sauces and no guacamole. What I ate was a chicken burrito with guacamole on it, and I just never noticed. I ate his entire burrito and didn't notice that it wasn't a steak burrito.
Bro, okay. If I am at a sandwich place and they cut they cut my sandwich with the same knife that they have cut another sandwich with condiments on it, I am uncomfortable. That is how picky I am. Because I can literally taste like condiments that are not supposed to be on it. And I've told you all this story before. It's because of my freaking dad always playing tricks on me. Like y'all remember the steak fry with tartar sauce, right?
Yeah.
Like y'all remember that. And that's the thing, man. I used to be on guard for that. So I'm always watching it now. I'm always watching out for it. And like, to go back to the whole, like, if you get a thing wrong, like, ask for it to be different. Yeah, I know I paid for it and whatnot, but I never want to be rude to somebody. Mistakes happen, you know, like that's a thing. So somebody in the chat said, but you paid for it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to yell at somebody for that. I might.
You don't
ask
have to
them,
yell
yeah.
to correct them. You're just like, hey, sorry, this isn't exactly what I ordered. Can you please get this changed, or is it possible to get this changed?
I always feel bad though, because I feel like I'm just the biggest inconvenience.
I am definitely the guy, and it has happened several times in my life, where like we've went and picked up a bunch of food from, you know, a fast food place or whatever. We've taken it home. We have a few people with us, and like someone else's order is wrong, and I have been like, "You want mine?" And I'll just give them mine if they like mine better than whatever they got, and I'll just eat theirs because I'm just like, oh, it's fine. I don't love mayo. I will make that clear. I don't love mayo, and in the instances where mayo comes on a sandwich, I ask for them to remove it. If they leave it on the sandwich and I get it home, I'm not thrilled.
What about mayonnaise you not like? Just the taste, or?
I have never cared for the taste of mayonnaise, and like it's fine. Like if I'm out of the place and they've made a meal or whatever, like I'll eat it. But if I'm at home, I will definitely scrape it off of whatever and throw on some mustard or something, because I'd rather have mustard.
The city that I live in got like all these different like, you know, delivery options, but usually you got to go through like the third party apps like you know, Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever. Like, because, you know, they in those the actual apps for the restaurants, they give you the option for delivery, but they'll just deem it like, oh, we don't deliver to that area, even though it's really close to where I am. So I'll just be like, whatever. I tried ordering from Subway at one time at off of the, it was either DoorDash or Uber Eats, and like I go through like, this is probably the only time I ever got mad at like somebody getting my order wrong. I go through like the entire like the process of it, and I look through it. It's like, oh, cool. They've got this sandwich here. I've never had it before. It looks really good. So you know, I'll order that one. I go through the rigmarole. You know, don't really put anything down for like extras or anything along those lines. I'm just like, cool. This is my sandwich. I'm gonna get it. It shows up, and it's just meat and the condiments, no vegetables. And I was like, I was expecting all these different. I wanted like you said like it felt like blatant false advertising, but it was just a miscommunication between the app and the restaurant. So it's like I don't remember exactly what it was, like the spicy Italian or something like that. And it was supposed to come with like lettuce and like and olives and tomatoes and like all this jazz. Nope, just meat and condiments.
Bro, so I was
$20 for like $20 with delivery for a sandwich I could have made at home.
I once ordered room service at a hotel, and it was whenever I was at Universal, so it's pretty good room service, right? And I ask, like, I get a burger, and I'm like, yeah, can I get that burger with just meat and bacon, please? And they're like, okay. They bring it to my room, and I open, it comes with a little, like, a covering dish plate because it comes to your room, and this was before COVID. And I open it up, and there is just a meat patty and bacon on that plate.
No bun.
No bun, dude. No bun.
I mean, I feel like if something was that degree of wrong, I would probably say something.
They were technically correct. They were technically correct on that.
Yeah, because it seems like what you said was, I want this with just the burger patty and the bacon.
Yeah, dude. But I ordered a burger, so I was expecting it to be on the buns. They were super nice. They went and got like buns for me and everything. But it was just like, I literally, like, it was a good laugh with the guy too, because I'm like, man, I have never had an order this correct before. Like,
I've never been so angry at a correct order.
I wasn't even mad. I was impressed. It was amazing. Like I think me and Erica, we just remember that story every now and then, just bust into laughter because it's so good.
See, I was going to tell the story about I ordered a Subway sandwich off of Skip the Dishes or something like that, but there was like a weird glitch when I originally ordered it. So it's like, yeah, we can't offer this meal right now. So I went back to the menu and it was there again. So I re-added it and it didn't throw the error. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I'll order it and then we'll just see what I'll get it. They deliver it. I open it up. So normally when you order Subway, you can get like chips and a drink. It deleted the drink and the sandwich, and the delivery person just delivered me a tiny bag of potato chips. That was the entire order.
Bro,
Wow.
that's like
That's
Subway heaven though, right there.
Man, we had done DoorDash when we had company a few weeks back, and everything regarding the order was good. I think we had ordered Chinese, so we had all of this Chinese food show up, and then the lady at the door was like, "And here's your large Dr. Pepper," and we're like, we didn't order a large Dr. Pepper." She goes, "Yeah, you did," and we're like, "No." She goes, "Yep. A large Dr. Pepper from Wingstop." And I'm like, okay, hold on. We got all of our Chinese food from a Chinese place. Why would we then be like, also, go to Wingstop and get us a large Dr. Pepper?
Specifically for a Dr. Pepper.
And the lady was like, "This is yours." And she left. And I was like, who the hell's Dr. Pepper do we have? They're going to be so thirsty.
All right, so we get Walmart delivery because like it's so much simpler and it's actually a really good deal. So we got stuff ordered, like the normal stuff. Like Erica was going to make like lemon chicken and potatoes. So we ordered that in order to get like the week's worth of groceries. We get the knock on the door and whatever, and we go outside, and there is 7 packages of plates, like 7 packages of like plastic plates, and a dozen boxes of Little Debbie cakes.
Wow.
And we're looking at this like, huh? Okay, first of all, who the frick orders this? Like specifically, and second, I mean, it was fine because we got like refunded, but we had boxes on boxes of Little Debbie snack cakes, and there was nothing we could really do with them. Like who do we give those to? I don't even know where there was a glitch in the matrix with that.
There was one of my buddies at Rooster Teeth ordered a Dremel off of Amazon, and it showed up. Everything seemed in order. Popped the box open, the case is in there. Popped open the case. Instead of a Dremel, it was 2 cans of Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
Dude, I love this comment in the chat. He was like, "We're eating good tonight."
Yeah.
I think
So
I
like,
think
he gets on the horn with Amazon about it. The story gets better, and Amazon's like, "All right, just send it back to us, and we'll ship you a new one." It's like, "You want me to ship back 2 cans of Dr. Pepper?" And then
Well,
they got
did
back to him. And then they got back to him saying, "Just keep it. We'll send you a new one."
I think that one of the worst food mistakes I've ever seen was when I was with John and Tim and Emil Massey.
Oh, God.
We were at Steak and Shake, and John ordered that hot dog. I mean, I
don't know if I've heard this.
You have to.
John,
You absolutely have
John,
to.
you want to tell that one?
Do I have to? All right, hang on. Okay, so we go. It's like late, like 10:30, 11. Like it's really late. There's like no other options for like quick food. It might have been even later.
Got to queue up London Bridge is falling down for this one.
So we find this Steak and Shake. I've never been there before because it's not a chain up here. So we're like, all right, let's try it out. They do like Johnny Rocket style food. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Just like Americana. So we go in and it is dead empty. Like it's dead quiet. Like we can hear some people in the kitchen just kind of like listen to music, chatting, but like otherwise there's like no one in there. There's nothing going on. So we're like, hello? Someone walks out, looks upset that we came in and says like, hello, can I help you? So we all order food and we all sit down. I order just a hot dog and fries. Like that's it. I'm just like, yeah, give me a hot dog with just ketchup. That's all I need. And was it Massey ordered like chicken strips? I'm trying to remember what everyone ordered, but like those are the 2 I remember specifically. Because it takes us, half hour plus to get the food? We ordered, like, simple stuff.
We were also the only people in the entire restaurant.
Yes, we were the only people in this restaurant, to reiterate this. And we get our food. Massey has a bite taken out of her chicken finger.
Oh
Yep.
my
One of them?
God.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
very, very obvious, too. Like, oh.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, maybe we shouldn't be here. But then I bite into my hot dog, and despite it being me just asking for just ketchup, I believe I got mustard and mayonnaise.
I believe it was mustard and mayonnaise. Yeah.
Mustard and mayonnaise. I hate mustard. I've grown to like mayonnaise now, but at the time I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But that combined with mustard was not the taste I was looking for when I bit into that. And it was an experience. I believe I told everybody, they were looking at me like, you look like you're in like deep pain right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to concentrate away from the taste so I can actually have something in my stomach because I'm that hungry. But it is disgusting,
dude. I'll be straight. Like I've never really eaten at a Steak and Shake because I remember going there one time while we were on I was on a vacation with my family, and it was like. The lady who was working in there actually told my dad, "Don't order anything from this restaurant." And we left.
I'm not to Steak and Shake. You should leave.
Like, I couldn't believe that. And this is an absolute true story. Like the lady told my dad, "Hey, don't order anything from here," and we left. Oh my god!
Well. I've had some good experiences at Steak and Shake. I don't know what it is about where Emil lives, but I have been to many different restaurants in the area, and I have consistently had some of the worst restaurant experiences I've ever had in my life. Don't know why. Steak and Shake was one of many, but Steak and Shake was definitely the worst.
It was also a Steak and Shake that was connected to like a gas station that was a little bit like weirdly run down. So we weren't too sad for leaving that, like honestly. But yeah, that's one of those things that sticks with me.
Oh, one of the worst. I wouldn't say restaurant. It's more like fast food. Worst experience of that I had was it was a McDonald's attached to a gas station that was under construction. The food was fine. Navigating was a nightmare.
The food's good, but look at the location.
No. Here's the thing, because it's like, they got the barriers up and everything, and it's like, okay, this is really confusing as to where the entrance is. So it's like, okay, makes most sense. Go into the gas station. There's the entrance to McDonald's there. That entrance is blocked off for the construction, and they're like, oh no, you got to go around to like this area to get in there, and like, and the instructions were very clear. Let's be honest, a majority of this is my fault. I couldn't find the damn door to the McDonald's. It was just it was a labyrinth of tarp and not barbed wire, chain link fence that I could not navigate. Eventually I said,
you're trying to get into a McDonald's, but it's covered in barbed wire.
Eventually, I had to. Eventually, I just give up, get back in my car, and try to go through the drive-through. This is before I owned the Tesla, so I was filling up there. So it's just like, screw it, I'll fill up and go through the drive-through. Dude, I think a lot of people had the same reaction to it, to that, because the drive-through line was so long.
Dude, the Hunter Persian goes, the McPrison. Thank you for that, Hunter. Oh my god. The McPrison.
The McPrison.
Dan is asking me to tell the Outback story. I might have some details of this off because it's been a long time, but here's how I recall it. Me and Mao and Dan and our friend Lindsay had went out to Outback one night, and the waitress was bad. She was very, very bad. But one of the things that she did is Dan had ordered a drink, and the waitress brought the wrong drink. So brings the wrong drink, and Dan doesn't realize it at the time. So then we look at it after she walks away, and we're like, "Oh, this is not the drink. You should get the right drink." So the lady comes back. We're like, "Hey, this isn't the right drink. Can you bring the right drink?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it. You can keep the drink, whatever. I'll bring the right drink." We're like, "Okay, that's very nice." So then she goes and she, gets the right drink, and Dan has got the right drink. And then later on in the meal, she brings a refill of like the wrong drink that Dan had to begin with. And we were like, "Hey, this is, remember that from earlier when the drink was wrong? This is still the wrong drink." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll make sure I take that off your bill." When the bill comes, Dan was charged for all 3 drinks.
Because they were different each time.
Even though he only ever wanted the one drink, And it was a whole thing. We had to get the manager, and we're like, "What on earth is going on?" And there was a bunch of other stuff wrong with that bill too.
I want to point out that like in our chat here, when Dan's trying to tell you to tell the Outback story, he follows up by saying they forced me to drink 2 drinks.
Yeah, they were trying to get Dan, completely wasted.
she was running a racket out of the Outback Steakhouse.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
Oh man.
There's been some, but in the midst of all these bad stories, there's really good experiences. You go to a restaurant, sometimes you get food that's it's made of angels, it's delicious.
Made of
Angels. Yeah,
made
angels
by you mean?
No. I mean, made of angels, like angels were slaughtered in a slaughterhouse.
As somebody who has seen many of Steven's vlogs, he does mean made of angels.
Yeah, fresh angels, straight from heaven, moved directly into the slaughterhouse.
I just wanted to make
stuff.
sure that we were on the same page here. All right.
I have not misspoken.
How dare you,
what
sir?
I said.
I've never misspoken. Oh, frick.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some good. There's been some good.
I don't know if
Freshly
it's
squeezed.
I don't know if it's been told in the podcast before, but I still love the story of that John told about a meal Tim and him going. I can't remember which restaurant it was, but like Tim like recluses himself to a corner of the restaurant.
That was Outback Steakhouse.
That was also at an Outback Steakhouse. Yep. Do you want to take over? I'm gonna like get details wrong of this because I'm telling it third hand. I
mean, it's pretty short. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who the fourth person was that was with us. For some reason, I thought it was Reese, but I feel like I told her this story later. We're hanging out at Outback Steakhouse. We get a bunch of food. We finish the meal, and it's pretty late, so there's like no one in the restaurant. So we get up to leave. Tim walks over to a corner of the restaurant, looks around, and then just lets go the loudest fart I have ever heard. So he just does that, and the rest of us look at him mortified, like, Tim, you just farted in front of an elderly couple. And he turned to his immediate left, and he had literally basically aimed his ass right at them. So the lady is absolutely mortified, but her husband is laughing like mad, and he's like, "That was impressive." He was genuinely impressed. And Tim is so embarrassed once he realized, like, "Oh my god, that was the worst I've ever done. I didn't see them there at all," and we're just laughing the entire time. It was so good.
That is such a wonderful Tim story.
It is. That is a very Tim story.
It's a very good
very
Tim
much
story.
A Tim story.
Dude, you ever want to destroy me? Just tell me freaking fart humor stories, man. Like I can't handle. I'm 13 at heart, man. Like I freaking love that crap.
I can't really think of like. God, we went to. I remember when I came to record. I can't remember if it was the first time. It must have been the 2019. Yeah, it would have been the 2019 trip to there. No, I can't remember which trip it was, but basically, like, we were listening to Weird Al in the car, and the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota kept coming up over and over again. So finally, like, Emil was like, all right, I'm looking up if all of these places are real. And he was only able to find one of them that wasn't real.
Wow. Based on true events.
Weird Al doing all the research.
Yeah.
I do recall when Mao and I a few years back we made the drive from the West Coast to the East Coast of the U.S. and the stretch from L.A. to Texas, like when you're driving down the road, there's all of these signs for these like super weird, obscure, tiny things, right? Like little tiny museums dedicated to the strangest things and stores that sell really bizarre stuff. When we were going through either Nevada or Arizona, there was like a tiny building in the middle of nowhere that was just like, do you want to shoot an AK-47?
Yes, that would be awesome.
And I was like, I'm a little busy right now because I got to drive to the other side of the country, but I'll try and keep this in mind.
I would love to.
Y'all ever fired a gun?
Yes.
Yes.
We're all on the same page then. That's
I was expecting a bit more to that, but all right.
All right. Next topic. All right. Let's go. Oh, man.
It's fine. Oh, I have a question. This is somewhat related to gun. Did anyone have a slingshot when they were a kid, and how long did you have it before trouble started and you had to get rid of it?
I held a slingshot for the first time when I was 29.
What?
And a little later.
And misfired in a way where the projectile did not come out of the sling, and it was promptly taken away from me.
I had like a toy slingshot that wasn't able to do damage. It like had like little spongy balls or whatever. It like didn't do anything. So no.
I had 2 and made one of them myself, and I had them for the longest time. And I think I had to throw them away because I just wasn't using them anymore, or Dad needed it for some reason, and that was the last time I saw it. One of the two.
I know.
I mean, were you also inspired by Dennis the Menace?
I mean, I used to watch the cartoon, I'd watch the movie, and I'd play the game, so maybe. But also, like,
Yeah.
I was the age and lived in an area where, like, you got a BB gun or you got a slingshot. You got one of the two.
Well, the other thing too is that, like, I know from like stories you've told that your dad goes hunting. I'm just wondering what he needed your slingshot for.
Oh, well, you can kill a small animal with a slingshot.
Dad likes to do hard mode for hunting every now and then, so I'm gonna guess probably something like that.
That's fair.
He's aiming down the whatever you call a sight in a slingshot. Just goes, I'm gonna put this pebble right into your temple, dear.
Yeah, I had a slingshot, like a real slingshot, whenever I was really young, and it's one of those things that I didn't realize until like later in my life. I was like, that is very dangerous. Like, a child should not have what is ostensibly a weapon. And I remember I stopped using it because there was one time where I just went into the woods and I just shot at whatever. And one time it ricocheted off of a tree and it came back and it hurt really bad. And I was like, ow. And then I was done with that. That's also how I stopped skateboarding, actually. Fell down and was like, wait, this hurts.
Dude, I broke my tailbone skateboarding, and I've not been back on one since. Like, not like not a euphemism. Oh, I broke my tailbone. No, I legitimately broke my freaking tailbone.
Fractured your butt.
Yeah, I broke my butt, and it wasn't fun. It was funny though because like I dropped in once and I fell, and I was like, I dropped in again. I fell, broke my tailbone, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Like, I should have stopped after the first. I am not a extreme sports person. Like, I'll ride a bike, but I don't really want to do anything else.
Skateboarding is dangerous, man.
Oh yeah,
it really freaking is.
My little cousin got into it once. When I went to go visit him, he had like this. It was very like small quarter pipe, like it was like a foot off the ground. He was just using it to like practice dropping in. So like I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. How hard could it be? Didn't really like put my full force of the weight on the front and on the back, and like skidded up like the entirety of my forearm, like bracing myself from the fall.
Yep, you got to know how to fall too. Like, that's the number one thing with skateboarding is not like, well, I mean, it's being able to fall correctly. Because if you fall incorrectly, because you're going to fall. You're on a freaking board with wheels on it. You're going to fall. But, man, if you don't know how, it is so devistating.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is, like, and once you take that fall, you gotta think to yourself, do I get back up and try again? Or, is this the fall that's going to be like, all right, I'm done?
Yeah, I'm just freaking done. No, like I've always wanted to get a longboard and like try to just like not do anything crazy with it, just like go down a bike path or something. But I also realized, hey, I kind of need my ankle to work so that I can make money. So I really don't do too many things that could, inherently damage my my way of making a living, if that makes sense.
I mean, there's things that you do when you're younger, and then you get older, and the risk factor is so high for the age, for like either for the risk to your body because you're older and it's going to hurt worse and recovery's going to take longer, or just I need to work.
Yeah. So the slingshot that you just showed, the Koosh slingshot, that's the exact slingshot that I had. That was it. So yeah, I love that.
For the audio
thing.
listeners, there was a picture of a Koosh slingshot on the screen.
Dude, did y'all ever have like the big Koosh balls? Like those were freaking awesome. I loved those.
I didn't have that. I had a Nerf gun that was like a bow and arrow. That was really cool.
Oh, the big bad bow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That thing it had like a giant dart in it. It was so cool.
Yeah, that thing was sick.
We had so many stinking Nerf guns. We would do
I still do
entire wars in the neighborhood. Every kid had a gun.
Metal Gear.
I have 2 drawers full of Nerf guns here.
I used to collect Nerf guns, but not anymore. They're like, once I moved out of my apartment, I was just like, God, I can't carry these everywhere I go. I love them though. Like I had like the big Gatling gun or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but like it had like the chain belt feed.
Oh, I had that one too. It was so cool.
I freaking love
I literally broke that one. I broke the handle for it because I was like using it so much it literally snapped.
Yeah, dude. I also had like the big old sniper rifle one. Ironically, the sniper rifle shot less far than like the little pistol one. It looked cool as frick, but it was just like it was really lacking in the firepower department.
I have
the Vulcan. That's what it was called, the Vulcan. Thank you.
I have all these Nerf guns here in these drawers. I'm like, man, I should really get rid of some of these. And meanwhile, I was at EB yesterday, and I was like, man, they've got Reaper's guns from Overwatch. Those would be really cool to have.
And
and they're on clearance. I'm like, I should buy this. No, stop it,
dude. So the rival Nerf guns, the ones that shoot the little balls, those are freaking sick. Like those are actually sick. A little bit of a quick aside. Have y'all ever watched Adam Savage put together 1,000-shot Nerf gun?
That is such a good video.
It is, dude.
I have to check that one out when we're done here.
It really is. I love Adam Savage. And like, dude, that video is so freaking cool.
There was when I was in college, they would do this event you could like sign up for, and it basically would take place over the course of a week. And essentially, like once like the game started, you were a part of that game for like the entire week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Humans versus zombies.
Nice.
And so pretty much like the whole deal was like if you were a zombie, you're basically playing a game of tag, where you were always it. If you were a human, you were trying to like beat the zombies off with like a Nerf gun or like some kind of soft weapon. I didn't have any Nerf guns, and I didn't have a lot of money as a college student. So I had a sock stuffed with another sock attached to a shoelace as my weapon. Dude. I died very quickly.
Our college also did that. I don't remember what's, I guess HVZ, Humans versus Zombies.
Yeah, yep.
And I never participated in that, but it was always very funny to be walking around Savannah, and then there would be like people go by with bandanas on, and they have guns, and it's just like, oh yeah, that thing's going on right now.
I think if you were a zombie, the bandana probably different rules for different areas. But if you were a zombie, your bandana was on your head. If you were a human, your bandana was on your arm. I used the arm bit to my advantage, where if I was walking back from class with a group, I would walk in a way that would hide the bandana.
Treacherous.
Man, that was always fun.
And it was, and that game was basically just anxiety, like 1 week of anxiety until you died in that game.
Maybe that's why I just never participated in that. I was like, I don't know that I want to just have my entire existence be nerves.
Yeah,
for a week.
It's pretty much what it was.
I want to be able to go back to my dorm and relax and play whatever had come out. Halo 3.
For most of my college time, it was Halo 3 or like the multiplayer disc that came with ODST. And then we got really into Reach when I was
Reach
was college.
Reach was so good. Mm-hmm. Like 3 and Reach were my main Halo games for sure.
I didn't get an Xbox until like 2009, so like I entered Halo 3 multiplayer very late and was kind of mad on it. And then Reach came out and all my roommates were playing it, and it was like, yes, excellent. Yeah. Like I finally feel like I fit in with a group of gamers here.
So my brother was really into 2. Like my brother got 2. He had like a bunch of friends of his that were always playing 2, but 3's where I got into it, and then Reach, I just freaking loved it.
What the hell's the name of the? We did Forge mode a lot amongst my group because we had our group was so like varied with like what their sort of interest in. Like everybody was into like the playing like the game modes or like custom games. But they had like the one guy who was trying to get all the lasso achievements. You had one guy who was really into making race courses on Forge. You had me who was making machinimas in Halo, and then like it was nuts. Like our group of friends just like went ham on Halo Reach. Lasso, for those who don't know, is legendary all skulls on. The skulls add modifiers that make the game harder. Except for Grunt Birthday Party, and I would have been your daddy.
Would you know? Sorry.
I mean, here's the thing. That's a great skull, especially in Halo 3, because you hear the Covenant say some really funny things, whereas you can't understand what they're saying in Halo Reach. Did the Let's Play of Halo Reach with John, and I halfway through it, I'd gotten the effect in Halo Reach where whenever you die, it bursts with confetti and makes the yay noise. And we also had Grunt Birthday Party on, so whenever that would go off, John would be like, "You okay over there?"
Man, you're making me want to play Cursed Halo again, dude. I freaking love that.
Oh, I gotta try that out. I've never played it. I've heard so many good things.
Cursed Halo is an experience.
Yeah, you will have an absolute blast with Cursed Halo.
I've seen some videos of it. Is there a version that doesn't have Thanos with his dick out?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yeah, you can get the safe for stream version, so you can actually play it on stream.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because
I must have missed.
I knew you were gonna say something about that.
Definitely heard something. What is? You know what? Don't tell me. Just it's.
Are you sure?
Buff Riku also a part of that too. Really.
Yeah.
Buff Riku, dude.
But Buff Riku doesn't have his dick out.
Sorry, just the way you said that made me giggle.
There's one of the things that they do in the game is they replace, at least in because they changed some of the weapons between single player and multiplayer. In single player, the frag grenades are D20 frag grenades, where whenever you throw them, something random happens.
Yeah.
One of them is just like a 2D cutout of Thanos, lower half naked.
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. So what's funny is my buddy Holmick is like, he knows the creator and stuff like that. So he actually got a mod where instead of that for his stream specifically, it was just his freaking derpy emote face instead. So it was safe for stream. So that was a lot of fun. The only problem is that it plays Abbas Take a Chance on Me every time you get a freaking weird grenade. So watch out for DMCA.
Which I thought that got taken out of the version we did.
It did. I'm talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Earlier. Sorry. But yeah, that's always great.
God, so many good weapons in the game. The plasma pistol, it takes forever to charge, and then it launches a giant like a fuel rod incendiary. The floppy sniper rifle is really funny.
Yeah, flaccid sniper rifle is so good. Like that's just really freaking great. They also in the latest thing, he added a freaking tool gun where you can basically
the Gmod tool gun?
Yeah, he added the Gmod tool gun. And so this happened to me during the last freaking thing. One of the ones is called Crash. And I just thought it was a cool freaking explosion gun. No, when you shoot the freaking thing, it crashes your game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played Magicka?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I have not now.
So basically, you have 8 keys on your keyboard that correspond to different elements of spells, and you can mix and match them. As you go on, you unlock combinations of spells that become different spells. So one could be fire rock, steam rock, fire, and it creates a meteor storm, which is. And not to mention, there is friendly fire up the wazoo in this game. You could definitely hit your teammates in this. One of the spells is called blue screen, where it just takes a random entity on the screen and puts a blue rectangle on it, and then it disappears. You could do that to yourself, and you could do that to your allies, and it targets at random.
Oh my god.
Crash to desktop. Thank you. That's the name of the spell.
Crash to desktop. That's great.
Magicka is such a funny game. Yes, and you can kill important NPCs as well.
Oh
I played that through on YouTube with a bunch of people who were just constantly trolling, so I basically had to learn all the defensive shield spells because it was the only way I was staying alive in that playthrough. I got really good at defense because everyone else was really into offense.
I remember the there's a bunch of like the different robes that they had, and there's a bunch of ones that are related to like different references to other games, or like ones that were like sponsored. There's like a Reddit robe. There's like there's a Tron robe in it. And the Tron robe is unbelievably broken because so you could have like different status effects to yourself. One of them is that that your robe is wet. And while you're wet, if you try to cast an electric spell, it just immediately backfires on you. The Tron robe makes it so that any electricity spell heals you. So while you're wet, you can just spam the electricity thing and it'll just heal you.
Nice.
It sounds like a fun game.
Oh, Magicka is so much fun. I haven't gotten very far in it though.
Yeah, I think this is actually the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, Magicka's from like what, 2011?
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was an older game, but I just Googled it, and yeah, 2011. It is, which in video game terms is ancient.
Ancient, yeah. It's 11 years old. I don't remember if I bought that one straight. Did that come with a TF2 item? I don't remember if I bought that game straight up or if it came in a bundle. Because I remember, oh man, speaking of like Valve games, especially during that time, I remember they had what was referred to as the indie potato bundle on Steam.
What?
And there's a reason it was called that. So it was like this whole thing, this campaign where y'all like you buy this bundle. It came with like a ton of indie games. There's a bunch of like really good ones, and the more people that bought it, the earlier they would release Portal 2.
Huh. Oh, I get it. Potato. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
I was like, huh? Are they just really bad games? Like potato tier games?
No, but they were. Yeah, it was ARG for Portal 2. That was so good. Yeah, it had some. Yeah, it had Bit Trip 1, Toki Tori. It had a blatant disregard for gravity.
Okay.
There was a bunch of those, and then I just remember just because like TF2 was like sort of like the hot thing in terms of like PC gaming, that like whenever like an indie game out or even like a AAA game came out on Steam, there would be some kind of like cross promotion with it where you get an item in TF2 associated with that game. So you can get like the iron helmet from Skyrim for the heavy. You can get like I remember when what game was that? Deus Ex Human Revolution came out. There was like 3 weapons, and then like Adam Jensen's like shades were an item. Oh, the Poker Night, the inventory games gave you TF2 items. Oh my god, there was so much cross promotion with TF2.
TF2 was very, very big.
The first time I ever saw TF2, I was actually in a movie theater, and they had the Meet the Heavy video as a like precursor to like not the previews, but like you know how they have like the opening thing where it's like just extra stuff talking about movies and stuff,
like trivia or go to the lobby and get a popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. That was where I first saw TF2, and it was the freaking Meet the Heavy video, and I'm like, I have got to play this video game. Oh my god.
The Alamo Drafthouse usually does something pretty neat with like newer releases of movies, where they'll theme all the pre-roll stuff like before the ads and everything to fit like the theme of the movie. So what movie was it? The new Blade Runner came out, which stars Ryan Gosling. They would show like a bunch of like clips from like Ryan Gosling movies, and then they showed the series of videos that some guy made Ryan Gosling refusing to eat his cereal.
Oh,
Dude,
my God.
I love that, dude. There's some very, very clever individuals out there that do stuff like that.
If you ever get a chance, if you don't like the movie going experience because of like noisy people, I highly recommend going to an Alamo Draft House if you can, because like it's I hate going to the movies, and it's the best movie going experience. They're really strict about like people talking or like being on their phones and whatnot. And like you can it's like a restaurant as well. You can just order food.
Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of those VIP theaters here. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's chairs or recliners. There's like chargers there for your phone.
Not all the seats in the Draft House are like that, but yeah, you can order tickets that give you those seats.
Yeah.
I've never been to one of those places, but I think that'd be a lot of fun. So,
Open invitation for all y'all. If you ever want to come down to Austin, let me know. I'll clear my schedule. I don't care if my brother's having a baby. I will clear it and host y'all.
You might want to care about that because that seems impressive.
I mean, also, like, you don't gotta help deliver a baby. I think that'd be strange to be asked to please help me deliver this baby. Like, I would assume that you would be available if your brother was having a baby. He'd be like, well, I'm not going to be there to deliver it. So, like, yeah, I would see you.
One thing with my brother has a kid actually. He's I think he's about to turn 2. Yeah, because he was born during the No, he turns 2 this month. Excuse me, because he was born during the pandemic. It's going to be real confusing because my dad's side of the family, I really my entire family is like super close knit. Like they visit often, talk to each other often, and whatnot. I have an uncle whose name is also Thomas. So they're trying to teach my nephew to call me Uncle Fox.
Nice. It's kind of like how one of Erica's friends, their kid calls her Aunt Akira because he can't say Erica, and she is now just Aunt Akira, which is so adorable.
Honestly, if I was... sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, you're good.
I was just going to say, if I was going to have children, which I'm not, we are definitely not having kids, but if I was going to have kids, I feel like I wouldn't want people to like show up right after. I feel like I'd be like, so we're going to have this kid on the 1st of the month, and y'all show up around like week 3.
Later.
Is that abnormal to be like,
here's the thing, that like, at least in terms of like having a kid, if like your parents wanted to visit while after you had the kid, I'm pretty sure you'd take that offer.
I mean, yeah, and like that would be because
that's what my parents did for my brother, and he was like, thank God.
Yeah,
take some of the load off of rearing the child.
That seems like a genuine help, but like the idea of someone is giving birth and like we need every friend and family member to be right there waiting when the baby is debuted. I'm like, I don't know. To me,
the baby is debuted.
Well, it's a debut. It's a debut, and you're debuting the baby. The baby was stuck and grew, and then it's unstuck, and now we're showing off the fact that it's not stuck in there no more. So it's a debut of its unstuckness.
The kid pops out and says, "Hello, world. I don't have a name. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey."
Oh
so
God.
To me, I'm like, I don't know that I would want everyone around for that. I would be like, you know what? We'll see you in a week or 2. But
I agree with that statement. Like, if I ever had a kid, I wouldn't want anybody around me or Erica for a little bit, just because we're just like, we got a new little bean that we got to take care of here.
More so for like friends and distant relatives. Like you wouldn't be that way if like say like your parents or your in-laws were like, we want to come and help out.
No, I tell them to frick right off. No, I'm just joking. No, like if it's parents or friends and stuff, that's fine. But like like if someone wants to hang out that hasn't like hung out in a while, like a friend from college, I'm like, I'm sorry, man, I got a kid. to
I feel
take care of.
I feel like my list of people would be real small, like smaller than I could count on one hand. Less than
exactly.
5 people.
I want to tell a story that was told to me by my parents about my birth, and I wonder if it's just a statement of like hospitals in the 90s. And also this might be paraphrased as well, but I'm fair. I don't know if this is exactly how it happened or what, but here it goes. I was born, and apparently the doctor held me by the ankles and shouted to my mom, 9 pounds if he isn't an ounce!
Wait, what?
Like, he held me up like a fish!
Well, and how do you feel about fish now?
Delicious.
Oh, I don't know how to take that. Well, good. You know,
and hey, to his credit, he was pretty close.
It's a big and thank you, Gret.
Did you say 9 pounds?
Yeah, I was a large baby.
That's pretty large, yeah.
I was 9 pounds, I think 9 pounds 5. My sister was 10.
Gracious.
My sister was a gigantic bean.
I was like 7 pounds something, but I was also like 2 feet long, which was the big.
Did you say 2 feet long?
I was like 2 feet long. When I came out, my mom was like, "Thank God, praise Jesus."
Well, I was a C-section.
Come out looking like a miniature version of what you look like now.
I was not a C-section.
He came out going, "All right, let's get this vlog going."
That's exactly how it happened.
Like you pull out a camera from nowhere and you're like, "Hello and welcome to Mom. What day is it?"
Welcome to my birthday.
0.
Welcome to my birthday.
For some reason, that reminds me of the Death with the Canada stream I did, where the toilet genie made Steven and Mortal were making jokes about, like, oh, day 100,000 still here.
Oh my god.
Well, sounds like you're all out of energy, so maybe now is the perfect time to start wrapping up by the sounds of it.
I do want to point out what Mal said in the chat, though. Strangers were confused why Steven couldn't talk. Debit to tell him he was too young to talk, and they didn't believe her.
Yeah, that was actually a common thing. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's so cute. Hi, bud." And then I wasn't speaking. They're like, "Why isn't he speaking?" And my mom's like, "Because he's only a few months old." And they were like, "What? He's like 3." Like, "No, he's not." It's fine. And then I never stopped growing.
Still to this day, you're growing. You're approaching what? Yeah, 7 feet now.
Yeah, it's scary.
Afraid of heights too.
Keep buying new beds.
It's tragic.
It is.
I was gonna say I had the same issue with not talking when I was like really young. Like I think Mom said I was like 2 or 3 when I started talking, like because I was just quiet and not saying anything, and then I wouldn't shut up. So
yeah, that was my parents' experience. I just wouldn't shut up, like legit. Whenever I first figured out that, I have the ability to make noise, I never stopped.
I love it.
Ever. I haven't stopped to this very day.
Now talking is your job. Yep.
And making noise. And making noise. A lot of noise. I have the
That was a noise. That was a noise that I was just paid to make.
Were you paid to make it though?
I'm sure there's like some maybe I've made that noise before in a different video and some ad revenue's given that to me. I don't know.
So somebody go sub to Tom Fox on Twitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hold on. So, now I'm just thinking of it like sponsored by Coke.
Hashtag ad, by the way.
I'm not entirely sure Coke would go for that ad campaign, but you never know.
I mean,
all right, fine then. Sponsored by Pepsi.
They're a small soda company. They need all the help they can get.
All right, let's wrap her up, shall we? Talking points for this episode of Disc Only. 18 spoons. Sock dandruff. which apparently we found out was like piling or pilling or something like that. Is actually what it's called. They're called pills.
Yeah, pilling.
Mm-hmm.
Sweaty over Cheetos. Suck and wipe. Water potential. Particular little biscuit. Ship 2 cans. Mayo dog. McPrison. Freshly squeezed angels. Hard mode hunting. Cursed chief. And baby debut.
Looking at 18 spoons, I'm thinking that's just Mega Alakazam.
I'm just sitting here like, wow, I don't remember half of these, and I was here.
Do you remember Suck and Wipe?
I was going to bring that one up.
How could I forget?
You never
Steven?
forget second wipe.
You never forget. You never forget the first time you realize that you can just suck and wipe.
Yeah.
Tom, what do you got going on?
I have dipped my toe into short form content. I got a TikTok and I do YouTube shorts, mostly of clips from like just my content in general. Consider it kind of something along the lines of like my weekly highlights, just like individual, but those as individual videos. Aside from that, I'm let's playing Splatoon 3. I'm let's playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 as the sort of sequel to the first let's play I did of the first game, as that is, you know, generally how that works. In terms of streams, just doing whatever, really. Still working through Xenoblade, I suppose. Yeah, that's it.
Steven.
So this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, me and Mal and our friends Alex and Haley are going to be playing The Quarry, which is a supermassive game. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to Until Dawn. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be spooky time. We're going to be doing that every Friday in October, except the last Friday, which we'll be doing a test stream for the next day's event, which is Extra Life. We're doing our annual Extra Life event on October 29th, which is a Saturday. It's the last Saturday of the month. We raise money for our local children's hospital. This is the 11th year, I think, we've done it. We're going to be playing Wii and Wii U games. You can donate to have any game in the North American library for Wii or Wii U played. It's always a hoot. It starts at noon. It goes for like 20 to 24 hours. And is also somewhat responsible for the creation of Disc Only to begin with. So go watch it.
Somewhat, yeah. Did you end up finishing the Wii library? I thought you were missing a game or two. Did you finally get them?
The Wii library is done.
Nice.
And the Wii U library will be done. So we will have every single game for Wii and Wii U that was released in North America by the time of the event on October 29th.
Hell yeah.
That's nuts.
Thy kingdom come, thy we be done.
There is so much white plastic in
Jared.
the room with me. It's kind of ridiculous.
Tom, you know I'll laugh at anything, man.
Jared, what do you got going on?
Drum streams Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Last Sunday, I actually did my first ever YouTube stream, which was freaking cool. A little bit crazy for the first one, but I'm hoping to make that at least like a monthly thing. Other than that, I actually, for the first time ever, I set up a coffee for like the videos on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, other than that, that's basically it. Just the normal schedule for me.
All right. I am here for a week and then gone again. I just got back from Newfoundland, and now I'm leaving again to go to Emil's for the Runaway Guys recording sessions. But while I'm here, tomorrow I've got a Whatever Wednesday going on where I'm going to just play whatever I'm in the mood to play. But I've also got a sponsored segment. I'm doing a Dare Drop stream for Metal Hellsinger.
Ooh.
So, basically, we're going to be playing Metal Hellsinger for 2 hours, and I'm going to also just do weird challenges, which I think I have to, like, I think they're mostly skill-based this time around. Although I think one of them is literally, like, mute the game and just sing for, like, a minute, so that's going to be interesting to do. With a very focus-heavy game, it's going to be interesting.
Dude, Hellsinger has such a good soundtrack, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
is
I
good.
wasn't super into the gameplay last time I played it, but the soundtrack, I just wanted to listen to that. So I just realized, like, they asked me to play the game. I'm like, you want me to just listen to metal music for 2 hours? I think I'm okay with this. This is cool.
Dude, and like best thing about it is there is no heavy license on it, so you can literally stream it and do whatever you want to with the music. It's so kind of the makers of it.
And they got a lot of good people. Like, they got Serge from System of a Down and a bunch of other, like, super well-known artists on it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's freaking great, dude.
Otherwise, Saturday, Fortune Cookie. Canadian Thanksgiving is next week, so there's no stream on Monday like there normally is. But next Tuesday is also going to be just like a whatever game. I'm just, the week I'm here, I'm just like doing whatever streams. But I also am doing a sponsor on that one as well. And then I'm gone for like 2 weeks. There's no TRG stream planned while I'm gone. That could change, but I'm doubting it. And then when I get back on the 24th, we're going to go to do some game clearing. Probably some Addams Family games since it's October. And we'll just go with normal schedule then. Dan, what you got going on?
Just kind of normal streams as usual. I've been trying to stream more often, but, you know, work sometimes. But yeah, something that's not me related. TRG, we're just about, this week, we're going to end up finishing the Mario Party Superstars with Mr. Thomas Fox.
Oh yeah.
So go and check that out.
I made it. I might have made a mistake in the character I picked.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But you know, it's fine.
That's why I claimed Rosalina. it's just
also,
less issues there.
Yeah, and thanks to, was it John? Yeah, it was John. You said dansbuttstrategies.com. You can use that to go to my Twitch.
You're welcome, Dan.
Wow.
You're welcome.
DANSBUTT and the strategies.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let's say
There's a link. Yeah, Clockwork's out in the chat there. dansbuttstrategies.com.
it pops up for me saying it's not a secure link, but it does go to it checks out. It goes straight to twitch.tv/motion, Dan.
Perfect.
Oh.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Well,
Since Dan brought it up, TRG wise, after the playthrough with Tom is done, I don't know what's going up next. I'm guessing probably some Wheel of Fortune, because that's why I'm going on this trip, because we're going to be recording a lot while I am there, which is why I'm not promising a TRG stream, because we're going to be recording so much.
Yeah, you got a lot of catch up to do because of a certain thing that couldn't make it travel.
Yeah.
But aren't you excited?
Sure.
So excited.
Locked in a house with Chugga Conroy.
Oh my god. One quick thing before we head out. I want to give a shout out to all of the wonderful people who actually DM'd me about lucid dreaming from the last podcast. I got like 40 or 50 people like asking about it, so I was able to like, you know, give references and resources and stuff. So shout outs to all my brand new Dreamwalker peeps. Let's freaking go.
Oh no. Hey,
No.
I didn't realize this. Someone, a little Hylian on Twitter just mentioned, Dan's mentioning URLs. Good time to note that disconly.fans leads to the Stitcher page for the Disc Only podcast.
oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
A nice little pairing with OutbackStabHouse.com.
Disconly.fans.
Go ahead,
Frick
retweet
yeah,
that
dude.
tweet so people can get it. I missed a couple pieces of art from Nerd. Sorry about that, Nerd. Let me get these in super quick before we bounce for the evening.
Oh yeah, somebody bought yeetpeach.com, which also goes to mine.
All right. A special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo, Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro, and of course, Motion Dan for helping produce the podcast. The next podcast is probably November 1st, unless something blocks us, although I could see Steven not wanting to do anything after Extra Life.
We'll see what happens.
See.
That's a few days recovery.
Because the only other option, the option after that is my birthday, and I don't know if I want to do that on my birthday, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens. It's not impossible.
We'll figure something out. We also, for those who might have noticed too, we were supposed to do the Chaos Fortune Cookie bonus stream this week. Unfortunately, we had to reschedule it. So, unfortunately, due to travel and Extra Life and a bunch of other things, it's probably not happening till November. So, sorry about that, guys. That's going to do it for the podcast. I'll catch you guys next month. If you're a viewer here, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Night, everybody.
Good night.
This is the part where we just
So,
like make
yeah.
noises, right?
Well,
that
what
hasn't stopped in the past.
Get paid for them.
Well, okay.
I mean, you can make whatever noises you like. My favorite noise
You
is
can
start low
noise-
and then get real high. Yep, that's a good
God.
one. Who else has got one?
That was a pig. That was a pig I just heard.
Sounded like I like tripped over something.
Oh, yeah.
You tripped over a pig.
Fair.
Tom, do the Tom scream.
Thank you, Tom.
He can just do that on command. It's impressive.
Help.